Hello, everyone. This is Doug Davis, broker in charge at Karambi Realty, and here with another Ask Doug question. And unfortunately, I get this question all too frequently, and it's what do I do? The ceiling is showing a water stain, it's leaking from above. And what's the process? There's just so many things that you have to do. So what are they? So okay, so first of all, it's a water leak. That's an emergency. It just gets worse. So you got to jump up and down and scream. You got to get an emergency plumber. If you're in a high-rise condo, you should tell the resident manager. Maybe they can turn off the water in the stack, or um, the valves for the unit might be in some place that only they're allowed to access to turn off the water. And maybe just the valve, like behind a toilet, for example, or under the sink, they have little shut-off valves. Got to stop the water because if it continues, it goes down from one floor to the next floor to the next floor, and it can get into cabinetry, and a lot of cabinetry is particle board, and that explodes. So, you could be looking at millions of dollars, and you probably have inadequate insurance. So you might want to look at that on your homeowner policy or your renter policy, that you have sufficient coverage. Ask your insurance person if they think you're anywhere near safe. So it's there's too many things that can go wrong. So many of the condos are instituting an annual plumbing inspection where they check everything, and anything that doesn't work, they ask you to fix. You can have your own plumber, or they can do it themselves, the association. So important thing is to get that done. If your association doesn't do that, they're really behind the times. They really should. Even ice makers, oh my gosh, they can break at any time, and that water just keeps on going and going. So what do? So you got to get the water stopped. All right. Then there's the remediation. Well, they got to get it fixed. You got to stop the leak and then get it fixed. And then you got to go through and get the water out. If there's a lot of water, then you certainly have to get remediation people in there to suck the water up and dry it and dehumidify it. Get the blowers in there and fans and all of that rigmarole to get that dried up as quick as possible. And it minimizes the damage if you can do that quickly. Don't wait. It needs to be done instantly. So that's what you got to do. And then if it takes too long to get the moisture out, then you're probably going to have mold problems, and then that's more work and more remediation. So all the more reason to get the thing started and fixed right away. Same day, next day would be the goal. Okay, and then when everything is dried up, and then comes the fixing. So they may have had to drill holes in your walls. They may have had to take off flooring, toe kicks, all those kind of things may have had to come off, and now those all have to be fixed. Maybe there's painting involved. Maybe you have popcorn ceiling, and then you got to get that done and then paint it after it's fixed. And painting usually can't be just the part that was damaged. It usually will have to be the entire wall, because you never really can match the paint, and you don't want to see a different color white. That would look shouldn't do it that way. And if it's big damage, then you want to involve your insurance people right away and get them involved with the if it's depending on what your deductible is, You know, if you only have 500, 1,000, it'll be over that, all the different things. It's expensive doing that. So, I think that's about it. So you may be looking at a week process, 3 days for drying the things, maybe a little bit longer. And then you got to coordinate all the handymen to come in to do the various jobs and fixing and, you know, painting and all that sort of thing. So it's a process, but consider it an emergency when you see a plumbing leak, and it's got to be stopped instantly. So the best advice I can give you. So there you go. That's what you do. And keep your questions coming. And if you have any real estate needs, buying, selling, or property management, please let me know. All right, until next week. Thanks for listening.